the more damage you're going to cause, especially if you're driving around with low tire pressure.
We're talking about potholes, and if you're not careful, they'll spring up out of nowhere and bite you right in the keister.
We've fixed broken ball joints, broken control arms, blown struts, damaged wheel alignments.
You name it, we've fixed it. That wheel alignment is an adjustment of your suspension, which is a system that connects your car to its wheels.
And when your alignment's off, you get uneven, premature tire wear, and we have a fix for that too.
If a pothole has bitten you where it hurts, come to Richlands for a professional evaluation by one of our ASE certified technicians.
And at the very least, we'll make sure you have the right amount of air pressure in your tires.
And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
Due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
This is Brewers Warmup with Dominic Cotroneo. Hear lineups, manager insights, and a preview of tonight's game right now. This is Brewers Warmup. Here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
Welcome in Game 2 of a 4-game series. It's a Central Division matchup, the Reds and the Brewers. Crew on a winning streak. They said it couldn't be done after an 0-4 start. They are 3-4. The Reds are 2-5, and they're trying to avoid some history. The Reds have lost 3 consecutive games, 1-0. They are the first team since 1960 to do that. And also it takes 2 to tango, meaning the Brewers would only be able to score 1 run for this streak to continue. But no team has ever lost 4 consecutive games, 1-0 in the history of our game. I mean, this goes back to the dead ball era. I mean, we're talking about perennial powers like the Brooklyn Superbuzz and the Boston Doves. That's how long ago the first of these 3 straight 1-0 losses occurred in our game's history. But again, the Reds trying to avoid that. They're only the 6th team ever to do it, and again, the first since the 1960 Philadelphia Phillies. The pitching matchup today will be Nick Martinez, who kind of surprised the baseball world this past offseason when he accepted the qualifying offer from the Cincinnati Reds. He'll be going up against left-handed bull expectation of this being a bullpen type day once again for the Crew, and given what the rest of the week looks like with Alexander going today and Elvin Rodriguez going tomorrow, you've got 2 non-traditional starters for these next 2 games, and then Chad Patrick, who is on the mend from his illness, is ready to go for Sunday. Speaking of illness, that has been the story of the day in the Cincinnati clubhouse. In fact, the Cincinnati clubhouse was closed to the media today, including manager Terry Francona. He is sick and back at the team hotel. He will not be managing tonight. There's a handful of allegedly staff and players that are impacted by this illness that have been told to stay back at the team hotel. Now, the Reds general manager Nick Kroll spoke to the media earlier today and did not say a specific list of who stayed back. Perhaps we'll figure things out as the game goes on, but C. Trent Rosecrans of the Athletic New York Times also was explaining that Freddie Benavidez will be managing tonight instead of Terry Francona. Mike Napoli will be coaching first base. He was the bench coach, but it is still going to be something to figure out for the Reds. When you look at their starting lineup, though, you think, okay, it seems like everyone's pretty healthy here. And when you look out to batting practice, I count 19 players in the field at one time. So obviously the starting pitcher is not going to be out here. Generally, the starting catcher is probably in doing some workouts or some sort of pregame meeting. So that's 2 guys. They seem to be pretty healthy, but maybe we'll find out more once the day begins. With that being said, let's jump into the starting lineup, starting with those visiting Cincinnati Reds. TJ Friedl will lead things off. He is the center fielder. Spencer Steer was added to the lineup late. He will be DHing today. He's not healthy either. He's been battling a shoulder issue. He's hitting second. Ellie De La Cruz, the superstar, the shortstop, he's batting third. Christian Encarnacion Strand is the first baseman batting cleanup. Jeimer Candelario was originally the DH today, but now he'll play third and bat fifth. Blake Dunn is in right field batting 6th for the Redlegs. Gavin Lux will play left field. The Kenosha kid hits 7th. Santiago Espinal plays second base today. He'll hit 8th, and finally rounding out the order will be Austin Wynns, the catcher. No Matt McClain in this one, as what the Reds call hamstring tightness for him. All against the left-hander, Tyler Alexander. As for the Brewers, it goes like this. Bryce Terang back at the top of the lineup card. He's playing second base. Jackson Chourio is in left field. He had a double yesterday. He'll play left field. Christian Yelich is back in the order. He will DH today. More on him and William Contreras as the cleanup hitter. He's behind the plate on their slow starts with the bat. Sal Frelick had a great day yesterday. He's off to a really good start this season. He's batting 5th and playing right field. Rhys Hoskins also off to a slow start. The first baseman hits 6th. Oliver Dunn back into the order, finally facing a right-handed pitcher. Dunn looking for his first hit of the season. He's playing third base. Garrett Mitchell is in center field hitting 8th. And finally, Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, will bat 9th for the Crew. So once again, for the Reds, the top third, it's Friedel, Steer, De La Cruz. The middle third, Encarnacion Strand, Candelario, Dunn. The last third is Lux, Espinal, Wins. On the other side for the Crew, Terang, Chourio, Yelich in 1, 2, 3. Then the middle has Contreras, Frelick, and Hoskins. And the bottom has Dunn, Mitchell, Ortiz. All against the right-hander, Nick Martinez. Martinez, just one start this year. He went 6 innings. He struck out 5. He also allowed 6 runs in that one. He's somebody that the Reds are going to rely on more innings out of. We got 142 innings out of him a season ago, which was a career high for him. But they believe that he's able to stretch out as a traditional starter, sinker, slider mix. He is somebody the Brewers have seen plenty of over the years. Tyler Alexander, we mentioned the lack of length that is going to be behind him today, but the Brewers are, somewhat bullish on the fact that he's going to be a very important piece of this bullpen in the role that he was signed to do once the health returns for the likes of Tobias Myers and Jose Quintana and Brandon Woodruff, where Alexander can be sort of a left-handed and maybe more upgraded version of the role that Bryce Wilson and Colin Ray played last season. But here he is making a spot start for the Crew. He made 9 starts last season for Tampa Bay in this swingman role. He always aims to pitch 100 innings a season. He's got a really good cutter. He does not walk many batters, but he will give up some contact. When he throws strikes, there's going to be some swings against him. Opponents had a .263 batting average against him a season ago. We'll take a little bit deeper dive into the Brewers' offensive woes. I mean, part of the thought of, wow, you shut them out 1-0. Great job. Well, why not shut them out like 6-0? Let's talk about the offense coming up next here on Brewers Warm-Up. Here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 5-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Brew City is ready to celebrate the draft's return to Wisconsin. Milwaukee Tailgate Week, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook, April 24th through the 26th. It features a variety of gridiron activations for all ages, steeped in Milwaukee's iconic sports history, its attractions, brews, pubs, restaurants, and venues. The festivities culminate on Saturday, April 26th with Jordy Nelson's Milwaukee Tailgate with Inside the Huddle Live. Buy your tickets now for only $10 and learn more at visitmilwaukee.org/tailgate.
PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks, and springtime is here, and baseball season's officially underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond in your PrizePicks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first-inning runs, take your pick of more or less for your shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash today. On PrizePicks, you can mix and match player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with players from basketball, hockey, esports, and much more. Download the app today and use code DOM, D-O-M, and to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DOM, D-O-M, to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we believe in making the most of what you love, making sure your money is as well spent as your time. So as you start your spring projects, we have the value you need to make them your own. Right now, Rewards members get a free $10 gift card with an $80 estate fertilizer purchase. 10% off our entire assortment of quality sump pumps, and save 20% on all Gardner Bender electrical tools and supplies. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
A Rolex isn't as cheap as a Casio, and you can't buy a gold bar for the price of a candy bar. But while they last, you can buy high-end Beautyrest Black and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses for nowhere near high-end prices. Hassellus Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models. These are the best of the best, and now you can get them for way less. Like a Beautyrest Black LX Hybrid was $3,599, but now it's just $971. Or a Sealy Posturepedic Golden Acres pillow top was $1,093, but the floor model is just $546. Visit any employee-free Hassellus showroom and test your favorite floor model without salespeople breathing down your neck. You won't find these mattresses priced this low anywhere else. It's like buying a Lamborghini for 10 grand just because it sat on the showroom floor. Only a few floor models are available at each Hassellus mattress location, and when they're gone for good. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hassellus.com.
Now, more of Brewers Warm-Up on WTMJ.
Let's talk a little offense here. Getting ready for Game 2 of 4 this weekend against Cincinnati. I'm Dominic Cotroneo. Thanks for making us a part of your Friday night. If you're bundled up tailgating outside, getting ready to come on inside, hope you are ready to get loud and have a good time here at the ballpark. And also a note today, one thing that's happening before the game is the Brewers are going to be presented with their official Rawlings Gold Gloves. Sal Frelick, Bryce Terang. Of course, Bryce also getting the Platinum Glove and the Team Gold Glove Award. The Brewers have won that now for back-to-back seasons, given to the best collective team on the defensive side of the ball. It's only the third year of the award. The first one went to the Cardinals, and the next two have gone to the Brewers. So congratulations to them. It'll be a cool moment for them to officially receive their hardware in front of their fans. There's the big gala every year that is held with all the awards for the Gold Glove Awards. Everybody receives those. A million awards. Also, of course, Pat Murphy, the Baseball Writers Association Awards. That's another dinner in New York City. There's a lot that goes on in the offseason. All right, let's shift gears to the offense now. What the heck's going on with William Contreras? Had a chance to catch up a little bit with hitting coach Al LaBeouf today, and he sees a little bit of in between, a guy that's not afraid to go to the opposite field, and he's not alarmed by the fact that he is, 2 for 24 so far this season with no extra base hits, but he sees a guy that now can find a way to get into his routine. Most ball players won't admit this to the media, and most hitting coaches wouldn't either, but there is a little bit of an adjustment this first week of the season because of the lack of night games, and that may sound silly, but think about how many times we talked about William and Willie and Jackson being in that breakfast crew of offense, of early work, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, before anybody else got on the field to get their work in. That routine was interrupted for William at the start of this season. Tonight is only the third night game of the year, and you really only do that kind of hitting before a night game, so it's been fun to see that crew form again. It's William and Jackson, a little bit of Joey Ortiz the other day as well, but that's kind of thrown off his routine. Another offer on the situation, along with Christian Yelich, who, oh, by the way, yes, he hit the home run on Tuesday night against the Royals. Other than that, he's got one other hit. He's 2 for 20 at the plate. Manager Pat Murphy isn't alarmed and knows that the water will eventually come level for both of those guys.
You couple in the fact that his high expectations and, his timing's not there, then the effort starts to increase because of who he is. He's a guy that wants it really bad, and I just hope I'm pretty certain it'll settle down and he'll get on track, as well as Yelly. Yelly's hit some balls hard, but came up empty. At least 3 real hard contacts, 100 miles an hour that were caught, so he's really not far away. I think he's in between, when he forces himself to get early, then they throw him something else, and that screws him up. And he waits back, and then they beat him with a heater. Yeah, it's a combination of that. So if he isn't, the word in between is what we usually use for it when your timing's off.
He's somebody that the Brewers know he's going to get right. And Al LaBeouf also reiterated that he's still a really darn good player, and also should be really excited that it hasn't leaked into his catching. He pointed out the great save he made on a would be Jared Koenig wild pitch on Wednesday afternoon against the Royals when he had to dive into the left-handed batter's box to save a pitch from getting away from Jared. Would have scored a run. Instead, it's a 0 in the top of the 11th, and that set the stage for the Brewers to win it on a squeeze from Bryce Terang. Speaking of Bryce, so far, the appeal has been submitted for an error against him, but it's still a hit now. And while it's still a hit, that means 7 straight games to open the season with a hit for Bryce Terang. He continues to stay hot. His on-base percentage for the season is .333, which is all you've really asked. But oddly enough, he's only got 1 stolen base. I think partly is because he's batted 9th so much with the lefties on the mound, and the Brewers were trailing a lot those first 4 games, so you're not going to steal all that much. I wonder with him back in a leadoff spot today if he can be on the run once again for the Crew. With that being said, let's slide into our Prize Picks segment. Prize Picks is the best place in town to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. So, with baseball season officially underway, don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. The app is super easy to use. Over or under, you can scroll through on everything individually for this game, combine it with other games, whatever your heart desires on a full slate of baseball on this Friday night. I welcome in our producer, Matt Yazel, the multi-talented Matt Yazel, to provide us with what he likes for the day from Prize Picks.
All right, Dom, I'm going with the left-handed hitter matchups again. Sal Frelick, I like to get a hit tonight. And then on the red side, I think Ellie De La Cruz is going to do something special. I think he's going to drive in a run. That's all he's got to do. Whether it's a homer or getting their offense going a little bit, I like De La Cruz to get an RBI tonight. And then Jackson Chourio, I have getting a hit as well, getting his hitting streak going along.
Yeah, I like all of that. And for the Reds, they haven't scored a run in 28 innings. So something's got to give for them, for Ellie De La Cruz, who seems to be the only guy who wants to hit right now. The rest of this lineup is going through. And we mentioned the illness that they are battling as a team right now. Hopefully it doesn't keep them down out in the dumps. But, also feeling for Terry Francona, big fan of everything he's done in this game. And, of course, a former Brewer. We'll talk about it more coming up next as the Brewers look around the division, because there's a lot of activity happening today and some notable stuff happening in Pittsburgh. Back with more after this on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's Lent. That's right. The Lenten season is here. Experience the fabulous Friday Fish Fry at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club. WTMJ's John Merck here. I love the Fox and Hounds Fish Fry. It's all you can eat. It's one of the best, and it's always fantastic service. All other dinners are buy one, get one free tonight and this weekend. The pan-fried walleye, salmon, scallops, pasta, a big fresh salad, even steak and lobster, your second dinner's free. Desserts and huge ice cream drinks, I love the Brandy Alexanders, are buy one, get one free. Unwind with an old-fashioned, there's over 20 bourbons and 100 fine wines, unique dining rooms with fireplaces. The Fox and Hound sits in the Kettle Moraine Forest. The scenery is spectacular. It's a Wisconsin must-see, and your second dinner's free. Saturday, your second prime rib dinner is free. So check out the Friday Lenten Fish Fry. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. Just off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. Call and reserve at one of my favorite spots, the Fox and Hounds.
If you have a snoring problem or sleep apnea, odds are you have blockage in both your throat and your nose. Now, for those who've gone elsewhere and wonder why their issues aren't getting better, this is where the problem lies. Because the true root of your problem very well may be your nose. We believe we'll find that your nose isn't working the way it should. And once we do get your nose working, your CPAP mask can finally work, or you can lose that CPAP mask altogether. I'm Dr. Mothan Kandula with Advent, where we offer every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution available, including simple in-office procedures that can get your nose and your throat working properly. It's a simple concept. If you're going to get your best sleep, you have to be able to breathe well.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Back to Brewers Warmup on WTMJ.
Welcome back. This will be our last segment of Brewers Warm-Up. The network will take over just past the bottom of the hour for a 7:10 first pitch here at American Family Field. Diving in a little bit to Tyler Alexander and what he does successfully and what he needs to do today, specifically against the Cincinnati Reds, is rely on his cutter a lot like Nestor Cortez did yesterday. And that leads me into also talking about his start today. From what Nestor had going well was command. He did have 2 walks, but even yet, the walks didn't come back to hurt him. He attacked Elly De La Cruz, was not afraid of getting after it with him. But the most important thing for Tyler Alexander is being able to locate the changeup as well. He's facing a good amount of right-handed hitters in this order today. You know, Steer, Ellie's a switch hitter, so he'll bat from the right side. Candelario's a switch hitter, and so on and so forth. Encarnacion Strand. The thought with the changeup is that it's an equalizer pitch for lefties against righties when they're setting up for the fastball, because Alexander does not throw terribly hard. He's not a guy that relies on velocity to get guys out. In fact, he's not even a ground ball pitcher all that much in his career. So not quite the stereotypical Brewers arm per se. Last season, his ground ball rate was 32%, which is well below league average, more of a fly ball sort of guy. And against a team that normally is known for its power, like with Ellie, like with McLean, has been in a bit of a power surge as of late. So the cutter is what I look to. The cross-zone cutter, as it's known, when a left-hander is throwing a cutter into a righty, can help, that little bit of hesitation. I point to the strikeout looking that Ellie had in the 3rd inning yesterday. He got a 4-seam fastball on the inside corner because he thought it was going to be the cutter, and coming in off the plate, he was fooled. That's the kind of sequencing that could work for Tyler Alexander tonight. But congrats to Nestor getting the win yesterday, getting back on the horse and back in the right direction. As things stand right now, his next start would likely be in Colorado. And oh, by the way, if you've seen any clips from Colorado today, the weather will be much, much, much better in the Rocky Mountains this week. They've been dealing with snow. 28 degrees, I think, is what it was at first pitch. It will be in the 70s when the Brewers get there next week. So not a concern with that. But if you map it out the way things look, with the off day on Monday, Freddie Peralta will go on Tuesday in Colorado once again, obviously one of his favorite places to pitch given the happy memories there. Nestor would go on Wednesday, and then you could leave Thursday as that TBD. Maybe it's Tyler Alexander, maybe it's Elvin Rodriguez on normal rest. Since Elvin goes tomorrow, his 5th day would be the 10th, or do you keep Alexander in that spot? Because I say all of that as the first day eligible to come off the IL is a week from today for Nick Mears and for left-hander Jose Quintana, who's not technically on the injured list, but that date is approaching, and then the Brewers take on the high-flying Arizona Diamondbacks in Chase Field in downtown Phoenix next week. So we'll be on the lookout for that transaction when it comes along. Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard before we get you ready for the network pregame show here. Games that have already gone final that were home openers. Fenway Park is open for business once again as the Red Sox, slugfest at Fenway. 13-9, the final score. Trevor Story and Wilyer Abreu hit homers on back-to-back pitches off of Eric Fetty. Also today, the Cardinals placed Nolan Gorman on the injured list. Eric Fetty struggled. Walker Buehler also struggled too, giving up 5 runs, 5 hits, and 2 home runs, but Red Sox win that one by a 13-9 score. The Cubs open up Wrigley with a 3-1 win over the Padres, the first loss of the year for San Diego. 3-1 the victory for Shota Imanaga. He completed 7+ innings for him. The Mets blanked the Blue Jays in the New York home opener with Juan Soto in tow, 5-0. The shutout combined from Tyler McGill, Reed Garrett, A.J. Minter, and Max Kranick beating up on Kevin Gossman. In case you're wondering, Juan Soto 1 for 4 in his first game at home as a New York Mets. A lot of eyes are on Philadelphia tonight, too, as the Phillies are hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers. Of course, LA is now the last undefeated team. They are 8-0. It's a matchup of Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Jesus Luzardo, who really made quite the first impression with his first start with the Phillies last week against the Nationals, striking out 11 in a victory there. So his first start at Citizens Bank Ballpark. Games in action right now. A wacky one in the home opener in San Francisco. It's 8-8. In the heading to the bottom of the 8th inning, Justin Verlander got beat up. Luis F. Castillo, former Pirate, also got beat up there as well. He missed all of last year with Tommy John surgery. Willie Adames has his first RBI as a Giant there. Also, all rise once again. Aaron Judge hit another homer today against the Pittsburgh Pirates, his 6th already of the season in game number 7. Yankees on their way. They're up 9-4 in the bottom of the 9th for the Pittsburgh home opener tonight. Pittsburgh about to fall to 2-6. You may be able to find the video on social media for the cheers or lack thereof of Derek Shelton, their manager of the Pirates. The Brewers don't see the Pirates for a little while longer. But nonetheless, things are not looking up right now for the black and gold. That's going to do it for our Brewers warm-up programming. Again, the network pregame coming up in just a few moments right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ. But don't go anywhere after the game, too. I've got you covered for Brewers Extra Innings. We'll have post-game reaction to this one. We're also your only spot to easily get Pat Murphy's post-game press conference, right? It's not on social media. It's right here in the podcast feed. So in case you wanted to know, if you want to listen to a Pat Murphy session after a game, you can find it right here. Brewers All Access, wherever you get your podcast, or you can catch it live on Brewers Extra Innings with us nightly after most games. Definitely over the weekend. We've got post-game shows all weekend long, and we're staying up late with you next week when the Brewers go to Colorado and to Arizona. Other bit of good news here for the Brewers. The Brew Crew jerseys are back. Yep, back in the Nike City Connects for the first time this season. They were on time this year. You may remember they were a little over a month delayed last year because of all the manufacturing and issues with Fanatics and Nike and all that jazz. But that's all behind us. We are almost ready for baseball. Game 2, Reds, Brewers, divisional matchup, Friday Night Baseball coming up on your home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
So if you're already in a relationship with an auto service center, that's great. We hope things keep firing on all cylinders.
But if you're not in a relationship, why not book your next date with us at Richlands the next time you're due for service?
All of our locations are AAA approved and staffed by ASC certified technicians with PhDs in
We can fix anything! Put that on top of the friendliest, hardest working staff you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center,
and you've got yourself a rock-solid date.
the next time you're due for factory scheduled maintenance,
Or tires, brakes, and suspension service.
book your date at richlawns.com.
Or just Google us. But remember, Richlands is spelled with 2 N's.
And oh yeah, be safe, buckle up, and hey,
Always make sure you have good tread on your tires. I'm Courtney Matchke with Richlands, and you're due for a date.
clever.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change.